Shelby here with Keto Made Easy. Thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. So today I want to come to you because I did a little experiment and the outcome was not a good one. So I get the question a lot that what happens if I stop drinking ketones or I stop doing the ketogenic diet and I go back to a normal standard diet, eating the things like carbs and all that good stuff. So I am here to share with you my little experiment. All right, so how did this experiment start? Well, so I just finished a really long program of a really heavy workout. I'm heavy lifting, building muscle, and I knew going into it that I would probably bulk up. So for you women out there, if you're told, hey, you won't bulk up, I'm going to stop them right there, because what I have learned in my schooling and training and stuff like that is that all of our muscles are different. There's different types of muscles. The good news is that no matter what type of muscle you have, you can always transform it into a different type by hard work. So, you see runners who are just, someone that just runs amazing and you're like, I just can't run like them. Well, it's probably because you have a different muscle type, okay? They have muscles for running. You may have muscles for lifting. And in my case, that is what my muscles are. We do really well with heavy lifting. I can bulk up very easily. And I'm not talking about bulking up fat. I'm talking about being just ripped and chiseled and being able to lift a ton of weight. But instead of thinning out and toning up that way, like you would see like a normal, let's say, thin toned person, I bulk up with big, huge muscles, especially in my legs. I've known this. I have had this experience in the past where I've done a workout that keeps saying, okay, up your weight, up your weight. And so I'm lifting really, really heavy weight, which is amazing. It's such an amazing feeling to lift that heavy. But the thing is that if you have a muscle type like myself, the only way to not bulk up is to not lift heavy. And I know you probably haven't heard that before. I'm sure you've heard very many personal trainers, coaches, Google that girls do not bulk up like that. Well, I am here to tell you that is a false statement. You will build muscle. That muscle will be a little bit bigger than what you're normally used to. So yes, your pant size may go up, but it's not because you're getting fat. It's because you're building muscle. So in that case, normally before I was in ketosis, before I started the whole ketone journey, what I would do is I would stop working out and let it go for about a week, and my muscle would turn back into flab. Yeah, it wasn't fun, but then I could start reconstructing my body again with lighter weights, more reps, more cardio, more HIIT. And then I would get the more sleeker toned silhouette that I was looking for. So this time around, I ended and I was like, yay, I bulked up. I was able to lift all this weight. I could see my progress. I started here and I went up here. You could see my body. I was just, I was pretty big. My pants weren't fitting anymore, and I knew that it wasn't from fat, that it was muscle, but that can also play with the mind. So what I decided to do was do the same thing like I've done in the past, and I was going to stop working out. So I stopped working out for about a week, and I didn't see any change. My muscles weren't going down. I wasn't losing my abs. I was like, this is really strange. What's going on? So I started to run a little bit more, thinking that maybe if I added a little bit more cardio, that would help. Well, I did, and it helped a little, but I still had my muscle. And I was like, this is really, really, really weird. I've never had this happen to me before. So I sat down and I looked and I remembered that one of the benefits of our Keto OS is to sustain muscle, which is great. You're not going to build muscle, you know, doing keto, but you're going to sustain your muscle. So if you have muscle already there, it's going to keep it. It's not going to grab it and it's not going to eat at it and use it as fuel like you would if you're burning glucose. When you're in ketosis, your body pulls fat instead. So that's why a lot of people see their muscle definition showing, because the fat's disappearing, but the muscle is staying there. So that's what was continuing to happen with me. My fat was being, you know, used as fuel, but my muscles were staying. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. You know, it's definitely cool for those that are aging, and you know, after 30, we start losing our muscle. So it's very, very important to sustain that by, you know, working out, and not even just lifting heavy, but just by movement and by ketones. So especially for someone in their, you know, that's elderly, who is having problems walking or holding themselves up, or, you know, just the threat of falling and, you know, breaking a hip or something. So this is really cool. And obviously my experiment worked, showing that even when you stop working out, you still sustain that muscle. So I wanted to get rid of that muscle though, right? So how am I going to do this? So I decided, okay, well, I was kind of on vacation. I was staying with my mom, and, you know, we were eating things that I would normally eat, but really in moderation, but I was really going over. And so, you know, we were having ice cream, we were having frozen yogurt, we were having Mexican, which you guys all know I love my nachos, but it was just a lot of food at once. I went back to the normal standard diet, and I was eating more frequently than I normally do, because as you guys know, on ketones and being in ketosis, you only eat when you're hungry. So I was maybe only eating dinner, and it was a really small, light dinner. Or if I was more hungry, then I would eat a little bit more in a certain amount of time. So what I decided to do was stop drinking my ketones, right? Hey, that's the answer. I'll stop drinking ketones. I'll go back to my old ways. I'll lose the muscle, and I can start reshaping again. So I did that for about 3 days. And the first night, I couldn't sleep whatsoever. Normally, this past year, since I've been doing ketones, and needless to say, thank you to also my keto calm tea on those nights, I have slept like a baby, like the best sleep I have ever had. It's just been amazing, right? I wake up in the morning and I'm like, yes, I feel like I've gotten, 9 hours of sleep when I've only gotten 6. So I literally did not go to sleep till 5 a.m. in the morning, and then I was up at 7 because I was woken up. And so I'm like, this is not cool. I am not used to this. I feel like literally poop. Okay. So I was like, no big deal. I'll just start eating again. So I went throughout the day eating 6 meals, and come Saturday night, I was the sickest I have ever been. And I'm not talking about like just eating too much like normal and getting the aches and feeling nauseous. I was in the bathroom all night, just letting it all out. And that may be too much TMI, but that is what happened to me. My body was not happy. It was rejecting everything that I was putting in it. It was like, this is not what we run off of. This is way too much food. This is not what you need to be doing. And I was like, this is horrible. This is completely horrible. So again, I didn't get any sleep. I woke up Sunday and I said, you know what? I can feel already just in those 3 days, my muscles were weak again. I started to turn into flab. I'll also post a picture. Matter of fact, here's a picture right here. So as you can see, I'm just bloated. I am not feeling good. So just in that little bit of time, my body was just rejecting everything I was doing. So I knew on that Sunday that I needed to go back on ketones. I needed to feel better. I needed to get back into this routine. And it just happened to be that I had my keto reboot kit. I was supposed to start it a week later, but I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and dive into it. I'm going to dive into it now. And I am so thankful that I did. That Sunday, I had I had 2 bowls of soup and just to nourish what I had lost, and my ketones and lots of water. One thing that I did notice, that when I wasn't drinking my ketones, I wasn't drinking any water. And so my body was extra dehydrated. So noticing that and all the changes, Sunday I was drinking water again. I was starting to feel better. That night I had my Keto Calm tea and I slept so good. I was asleep the whole entire time. I felt amazing. I woke up Monday starting to feel a little bit better. I actually got dressed. So I was feeling better. Monday was the first full day of my keto reboot. So I had my ketones, I had my better broth, and I felt vibrant again. And so today is my second day on the keto reboot. Tomorrow will be my last day at 9 a.m. And I have to tell you, I feel amazing. I'm glowing again. My skin is clearing up. I can feel my muscles coming back. I actually did wake up this morning and started working out again, but not lifting heavy. I went back to my light weights and doing more reps, and I felt so much better today. So, and yesterday, going back into ketosis, it is an amazing feeling. So I wanted to share that with you guys, because if you guys are wondering what happens as far as going in and out of ketosis, and if you are in ketosis, I can tell you 100%, if you're drinking the ketones, you're in ketosis. You are in ketosis, because I can tell you the moment I stopped drinking my ketones, I was out like that. And I'll be honest with you guys, I drink my ketones 2 packets a day, and I don't eat very keto friendly every day. You know, I love my salads. I love my fruit. I love my vegetables. I love my parfaits with my chocolate covered almonds in it. I love my nachos. You know, I do tend to try and stay away from bread and pasta and stuff like that. But even when I do have it, as long as I drink my ketones, I still feel amazing. I still get the benefits of a better mood, more energy, better sleep, clear skin, so much better focus, and even the fat loss, even when I'm not eating a pure ketogenic diet. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So if you guys are going through this phase of wondering if you should stop or what's happening, if you're seeing muscle growth, I swear, do not stop the ketones. Just go into a very lightweight, more HIIT program, more cardio program. And yes, even if you may not like it, I am not a cardio person. Give me weights all day long. But that is what you need to do to change your body from bulky muscles to nice, thin, lean muscles. So if you guys have more questions about that, you can check out my other video about exercise and building muscles while in ketosis, because obviously it is completely different than if you were on a normal standard American diet. So I hope you guys got some information out of this. If you did, please share this video with somebody, and make sure you please hit subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I look forward to sharing some more information with you guys. You have a wonderful day.